Hello, it's 9 p.m. Welcome to our English news edition brought to you live by our RTD channel. Here are the top stories. Arrival of this President of Somalia in Djibouti for an official visit. Discount rating of certificate to new recruit after Israel Donald Trump travels to the West Bank. That was the headlines, and now to the national news. The President of the Republic of Somalia, His Excellency Mohammed Abdullahi Mohammed Said Farmajo, is arrived this morning in Djibouti, where he began an official visit of 48 hours in the country after the invitation of the President Gala. The head of the state of Somalia has been also welcomed at the airport by his counterpart of Djibouti, where the two national anthems were sung. The more details with the Anab.
Live from Malta. He will be in visit for 48 hours of official visit, and he will be received at the airport from his counterpart, His Excellency Ismail Omar Gele.
The President of Somalia, Mohammed Abdullahi Farmajo, has just arrived for an official visit of 48 hours in Djibouti. He will be received at the airport by his counterpart, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Gele. The discussion between the two presidents will focus on the way and means of further consolidating the relation of friendship and cooperation between the two countries. Djibouti has been supporting Somalia since the civil war in 1990 and has been providing humanitarian aid for the Somalian refugees. The establishment of genuine federal political system in Djibouti at the suburb of Arta in 2001 was the fruitful result of the commitment of Djibouti government. To help Somalia to regain peace and stability. Djibouti has been participated since 2011 the mission of maintenance of the peace of the African Union in Somalia, Amazon, with more than 2,000 men and even more deployed in the region of Hiran, located in the center of this country, destroyed by more than 2 decades of civil war. At his inaugural address, the ninth President Mohammed Abdullahi Farmajo of Somalia has promised to bring together and reconcile the Somalians. The time of division is concluded, he said, promising to restore the dignity of the population. One of the priorities will be the national security and ways and means to enhance bilateral cooperation. Farmajo wants to rebuild the army and continue the fight against the jihadist Shababs, and for this is the time to continue the cooperation with the neighborhood country and the Amazon. A glimpse of hope has begun to emerge in a country war-stormed by terrorism. Somalia has turned into a new chapter.
dhakhtarku kala saari waayey saniyo hilbahaynu nahay sidiyo wadnahaynu nahay dhigeena markii la saray dhakhtarku kala saari waayey dhakhtarku kala saari waayey
After the official visit welcomes to the airport and a first face-to-face in the lounge of honor to the airport, the President of Djibouti, Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, and the Somali President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo are meeting face-to-face to the presidency. The themes of the discussion have been many between the two heads of state, which are very close. The strengthening of cooperation has been an important component of the two neighboring countries, and also brotherhood shows the same value and speaks the same languages. The Republic of Djibouti, under the initiative of President Guelleh, has been the first support for the return of the Somalia in the germ of a state with the Conference of Arta, who has put in place the first institution. By the following, Djibouti has held several conferences for the establishment of the institution, the parliamentary election and confidence for policies of Somalia. Djibouti sent a troop of to Somalia to fight against the terrorist Shabab. The Djiboutian forces are stationed in the region of Iran. It is the ninth President of Somalia, Mr. Mohamed Abdullahi Mohamed, has on a typical journey and a destiny, the history of Somalia. But who is Mohamed Abdullahi? Say this is the question. So this man who has galvanized the Somali people and its diaspora on 5 May 1962 in Mogadishu. The policy is a fiber impregnated in the family DNA. Mohammed and his parents were already regular activists of the League of the Somali Youths, the first political party post-independence of the country. And also in 2010, he met on a visit to New York Sheriff Sheikh Ahmed, the chief of the state of Somalia. At the time, request to meet this man, very popular in the diplomatic circles. It is seduced by the relevance of the analysis of the men who had made a thesis of the American interest in Somalia. The demonstration of joy which have welcomed his election on February 8 last testify of the wind of hope which accompanies its entry to the Somalia, the presidential palace. His election leaves him no respite for celebration. Mohamed Abdullahi will reveal the country ruined by the war, plagued by corruption, and also the population threatened by famine. The ceremony of investiture in Mogadishu has brought together many officials of the country's friends of Somalia, including the President of Djibouti, Ismail Omar Guelleh. The challenges are immense for the President Abdullahi Mohamed Farmajo will back on the rails of survival economy, and this gloomy picture Mohamed Abdullahi appears as the light of hope. They want to see the emergence of a new Somalia, master of its destiny.
After the face-to-face between the two presidents of Somalia and Djibouti, followed by a lunch, the two presidents are formed for a large meeting between the two parties. Note that the Somali delegation was composed, in addition to the President Mohamed Abdullahi Mohamed, of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Yusuf Garat, of the Ministry of Defense, Mr. Abdul Rashid Ahmed, the Minister of the Interior and Safety, Mr. Ahmed Abdul Kader, and the Minister of the Plan of Investment and Sustainable Development, Mr. Jamal Mohammed Hassan. During this meeting, standing the two parties have reviewed the situation of bilateral relations, especially on the field of defense and socio-economic. On the other hand, it has been put in place a joint commission of cooperation in Somali-Djibouti. The Republic of Djibouti participated in the stabilization efforts of the Somalia by the sends in Somalia of a battalion from the emission. In addition, several contingents of the Somali army and the Somali police are regularly formed in Djibouti.
The President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, His Excellency Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo, has from the outset welcomed his visit. That is considered as its second country, and thanked the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, and the people of Djibouti for the warm welcome given to him and to his delegation. In its intervention, it has not failed to greet, first of all, the effort of the Republic of Djibouti for his contribution to peace and stability in Somalia since the fall of central government in 1991. Djibouti is put at the forefront of Somali efforts. It housed the first conference of the peace. The reconciliation process started here in Djibouti with the establishment of two governments. We recognize, he said, tangible effort that Djibouti and its chairman have undertaken for the restoration of peace in Somalia and the assistance in all areas. The Somali person love and already recognized the leadership and the expertise of the President of Djibouti for his contribution to the peace and also the fight against the extremists, the strengthening of the unite and also the promotion of the peaceful coexistence of the people. Since the accession of the Supreme Magistrature of the country, the head of the state of Djibouti has endeavored to put in place a national policy dialogue between Somalia and Djibouti, and also he said, "I'm very pleased to be the fruit of this effort. This process began by the President Gilla," he concluded.
The President of the Republic of Djibouti and his counterparts have held a press point with the national media, Somalis International, and they welcomed the success of this official visit, which allows to Spain once again the bilateral relations and cooperation between the two fraternal countries. The President of the Republic has welcomed his counterpart, Somali President Farmajo, who performed an official visit of 48 hours in Djibouti. The head of state, welcoming the progress of the reconstruction and improvement of the security of the Somalia and has said all medias to work in close collaboration with the chairman Farmajo. The Somali brothers have expressed their choice and have democratically elected their president. It was a willingness citizen who determines the firmness of having a state of law, a republic who works tirelessly for the security of their country. He said the President of the Republic say he is proud of the tangible result of the force mission to which Djibouti is part, the force that contribute to the pacification of the Somali under the auspices of the African Union. He has not failed also to emphasize that it is necessary to strengthen qualitatively and quantitatively the Somali military forces.
Still to this national news, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margelle, condemned today, Tuesday, with forces the terrorist attack yesterday evening against the British city of Manchester, and also having caused the deaths of 22 people as well as 50 injured. In a message of solidarity and support to the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Ms. Theresa May, the President of the Republic has denounced a barbaric act, odious and criminal. The authors of this abject violence are agents in the service of the evil, wrote the President Gille. Their main objective is to establish the chaos and hatred between the various cultural components of the world, he said. They symbolize everything that there is more refractory to the principle of modern life based on the peaceful coexistence of the communities and also the tolerance, has also continued the head of the state of Djibouti before testifying its sympathy and also compassion as well as those of the government and the people of Djibouti to Ms. May and to the whole of the people of France of the United Kingdom. The terrorist attack perpetrated yesterday evening in Manchester has occurred in the form of a gigantic explosion in the vestibule of a famous music room of this city. At least 22 people have been killed and 59 others were injured. Monday in Manchester, in what the British police describes as a terrorist act, presumably perpetrated by a single assailant. The man would be introduced in a concert hall, the Manchester Arena, to detonate a load scope on him. The Prime Minister, Theresa May, has also qualified the tragedy of a terrorist attack. If this hypothesis is confirmed, which seems to be the case, it would be the attack the more deadly committed on British soil since the attacks in July 2005 in London's public transport, and also in which 52 people died. The tragedy occurred after the attack in March last in the borough of the city of Westminster, during which a British converted to Islam had killed 4 people and the hitting with his vehicle prior to stab a policeman to death. The police of Manchester explained Tuesday to be intervened on Monday evening toward 10 o'clock, where required American singer Ariana Large before an audience of mainly composed of children and also adolescents. Inaugurated in 1995, the Manchester Arena has a capacity of 22,000 spectators. Depending on its internet site, it claims the status of greater spectacle covered in Europe. Djibouti is preparing to live an important moment with the inauguration tomorrow. The port multi-purpose of the rally, three ports out of the land since the year 2000. The work of the new port have been launched in September 2013 and were executed with a great mastery by the Chinese company. The versatile port of the rally multi-purpose port DMP, will be inaugurated tomorrow by the President in the presence of the host of mark, including the representative of the neighboring countries and also the representative of the China and the Chinese company. This new port, one of the most important in the rating, is to Africa the third port in the sector of the rally after the device containers of the rally and the port of hydrocarbons. The port multipurpose is endowed with modern equipment enabling it to accommodate ships of last generation. Already the first boat have accosted a length of quay of 1,200 meters. This new port has already 6 berths in the second phase, 15 posts of berthing in the second phase. Each long is at the end of the 16 meters each. The special feature of the new port is that it is connected and also in the network of road and rail transport. Already the boat of last generation have accosted the new port, and Djibouti account multiply its port activities in serving the Ethiopia well, but also the entire region of Africa. And this is the construction of phase 1 has been ensured by the Chinese society ZPMC, and it will cover in the long term a surface of 690 hectares.
358 news required to commit to integrate deploy. To this effect, an important ceremony was held yesterday at the military game of Ali Une in the region of Arta, a ceremony which took place under the leadership of the Minister of the Equipment and Transport, Mohammed Abdul Qadir Musa Helem, and who has seen the participation of the Division General Secretary Sheikh Ibrahim, the Head of State, Major General the Armed Forces, the Commander of the Egyptian Guard Routine, Colonel Waisa Omar Boghore, the Ambassador of Japan in Djibouti, Tasu Ori, and the Head Military and Commander of Djibouti, the Prefect of the region of Arta Abdullah Okiye Darar, the representative elected of the region, as well as many guests. These 358 young recruits come doubling the workforce, the agent of the Djiboutian routine. The ceremony began with the arrival of the General of Division Secretary Sheikh Ibrahim, allowed by the Colonel Waisa Omar Boghore. The General has from the outset to proceed to the review of the troops composed of new requests of the Guards Djiboutian routine. The Minister of Equipment and Transport, Mohammed Abdul Qadir Musa also has refuted this young guard routine to the sides of their commandery, Colonel Wais Omar Boghore. Several major projects are in progress and will see the day in the near future as the port purpose of Djibouti, which will be fully operational, and port project of the Kuwait, Tajura and Obok will be finalized, as well as the tourist complex of Musha and Horacian that will begin the host their first customers.
That's it for tonight's edition. Thanks for watching us and have a very wonderful evening.